I'm Nigel Eastwood. I'm the Group CEO of Call Telecom. Our corporate offices are here in central London, but we've got offices right across Europe. Call Telecom is a business that's grown organically since I executed a management buyout in 2010. Actually, if we look back, my corporate career started in telecoms around about 2000. I was involved in a business that moved out of the electricity market and moved into telecoms just during the deregulation or the last real push for deregulation here in the UK. So we formed a business called Daisy Commercial, which was a joint venture with Daisy Communications. And that gave us some key learnings and experiences for the first time in telecommunications. From that, we formed a business called Fizz Telecom. And Fizz Telecom was a business-to-business telecoms provider in London. And we grew that very successfully, sold it after about 3 years. And it was at that point, really, when I was headhunted into a company called Primus Telecommunications, the third largest international voice carrier in the world, at revenues of about 2.4 billion. As I joined, I had a unique opportunity very soon afterwards, about 2 years afterwards, to actually conduct a management buy-in. Effectively, I had to leave the business, had to bankroll myself for over 12 months, which was no mean feat, and negotiate with what was my employer to buy the business. Hey, that worked. It was a huge leap of faith, but here we are now, some years later, running an international telecoms business right across the world. Our growth here in the UK really has been crystallised by the hard work and dedication of the Call team. We've grown Call in using the Fuel Broadband products and services in the UK for over 5 years now. And we've grown ourselves to be the 6th largest ISP here in the UK in one of probably the most competitive markets in Europe and possibly in the world. It's a bloodbath. You know, the incumbents are fighting out TV right now here in the UK, but we're the challenger brand. We're the David versus the Goliath. And we don't find it difficult to acquire customers that want two great things: exceptional value and superb customer service. And we deliver that 365 days a year here in the UK. We're a business that's very agile. We don't walk in very measured steps. We're a bit of a gazelle in the market, and that gives us our uniqueness and cutting edge. In fact, when the incumbents are pushing TV and triple and quad play, we're doing the reverse. We're saying to consumers, and we know there are millions of consumers out there in the UK that just want simple connectivity. No frills, no bells and whistles, just good, honest connectivity without bill shock. And that's what we deliver. And we allow our customers to ring the changes on content. So we don't ask them to be in enduring contracts for TV and sports channels that they never ever watch. Moreover, what we do is we allow customers to use their own initiative to add on their own services. So if they like, for instance, Netflix, we'll allow them to do that. We've had a recent collaboration with Chromecast, allowing consumers a whole diverse array of content, video on demand, for instance. And that's our position in the market. What we've seen in America, and it's been very well researched, is a downshifting away from triple and quad play. They actually call it cutting the cord. The virtual cord that plugs you into the internet or plugs you into the cable, cutting that cord and actually commanding ownership of how you want to view content. There's always one story that springs out and sticks in my mind. I'm from the northwest of England. I was brought up in a middle-class family in Burnley, and it's always been very sort of close to my heart to try and create employment in the northwest. Back in 2011, I repatriated our contact centre back from India, and it was seen as, you know, a real new trend and wave that I created. It was called homeshoring, and it was widely written about in the press. You know, Call for the first time got its face in the papers, and it was great. But what I've done from that 15 people that we started in a small contact centre in Burnley back in 2011. It's now over 200. But one particular story or period of time really strikes me from all of that, and it's when on a Saturday morning I put my jeans on and went into a recruitment day, and there was a young girl, a 16-year-old girl, who I won't name because she'll blush if she ever sees this, was being interviewed. And little did I know that until I sat in front of her that her and her family were going through quite a torrid time. There'd been a recent divorce. The finance of the home were very, very extreme, under great pressure. And this young girl sat in front of me, and she just thought I was one of the HR staff. And I had a chat with her and stopped her after about 1 minute of discussion and said, "You've got the job." And she said, "Well, how can you make the decision?" I said, "Trust me, you've got the job." "Well, do you not need to speak to someone else? And you've only heard about me for a minute." I said, "I really get people very, very quickly, and you'll do really, really well. You're passionate about wanting to work, and you're articulate, and your heart's in the right place. You've got the job. Why? Because I'm the CEO." That's not where the story stopped, because she walked out and ran downstairs, and I happened to watch her run out into the car park, and she was in floods of tears. She ran over to her mother, who was in the car park, screaming at the top of her voice, "I've got the job," and they spent the next 5 minutes crying together in the car park. So for me, when I thought about creating employment in Burnley, that's what it was all about, those moments, changing people's lives. And that girl is still with us today, and she's progressed so very, very well. She's 18 now, and she's heading up one of our social messaging teams.